Jai Shri Krishna, all of you. Now the biggest question arises that what is the motivation? When I search on Google, what is the motivation? Then the simple definition came on the screen is that motivation is a process to guide someone to achieve their goal. Then my simple question is that I have a destructive desire from my neighbors. I want to destroy her life. Then that time element person is helping me, guide me. That time what this is a motivation? Question second. When I walk on the road, you walk on the road and you decided you want to smash a car. That time you pick up a stone and trying to throw on the car. That time one person are guide you. That time that is a motivation. In the both scenario they are a crime. They are a crime and violence crime. And if you follow that, then definitely you will go to the jail. Then the question arises that according to definition, if process of guide someone to achieve their goal is a motivation, then what this is a motivation? The simple question is that. Then sometimes people say that is a negative motivation, that is not a positive motivation. Then my simple question is that I don't ask you what is the type of motivation. I ask you what is the motivation. It's just like that. I ask a student what is the science, and that time they say the science is the bio, chemistry, physics, mathematics. No, they are the sub part of the science. I ask what is science. Another example I will give you. I ask what is the arts. Then sometimes some students say it is a history, it is a geography, it is a all of. I don't ask what is the type of arts, what is the type of science, what is the type of motivation. I ask you what is the motivation. And if you want what is the real motivation, then you have to know how the motivation works. There are the two type of ways of motivations to say that first is a positive and second is a negative. And there is another type, you can say the motivation of the two types. First is a inner motivation and second is a external motivation. I will simplify all their things. Suppose you have a car, and if you push there, if you drive the car, there are the two ways. First, you will put on the petrol and you start car and you can move. Second, if you don't have petrol, then definitely you see a person who will push your car, and then after the law, and you can move your car. There are the two ways to move a car. Just like you think you are a person, and there are the two type of way to do work. First is the external motivation and second is the inner motivation. Inner motivation work as a fuel, and outer motivation is work for a force, work like a force. And now you know that what is the inner motivation and what is the outer motivation. Now the question arises is that what is the motivation? And I will simplify what is the motivation. The real definition is that the process of guide someone to achieve their goals, but it adds some value in their person's life and in the contribute to society. That is the holistically definition of the motivations. I will explain again, I will repeat again this definition. The process of guide someone to achieve their goal and added the value in their lives and their society. That is the real definition of motivation. Then I know what is the real definition of motivation. Now the question arises that why we need motivation. That is the biggest question. Then I lot of watch video of Sandeep Mahesh and other motivational speakers. Then many of the people ask again same question that when we watch our video, then we feel much motivated, and after some time later we feel demotivated and we don't have the spark to do something. Then the simple question arises that how you need and how you sustain the motivation for a long time. That is the bigger question. And why we need motivation, and that is the bigger most questions. First, if you know that why we need motivation, then definitely you will figure out how to sustain motivation. The first I will explain why we need motivations. There are the two main scenarios. First, if you have lacks in your vision, just means if you have lack in your goal, that time you need motivation. Just like case a scenario of an exam hall. When the exam is decided, the exam will hold it on the 1 week, 2 week later. All of the Indian mentality is that whenever there is not a hyper condition, then we cannot perform. If I give the example of student lives, then truly say me, when you start preparation of the any exam, just 2 days, 1 day, yeah, almost 1 week, yeah, 1 month after the exam, then the year what you do? You don't have motivations to do something because you don't have the clear vision. So, and after the 1 week, yeah, 1 month later of the exam, you have a clear vision. If you don't study right, that time definitely you will fail. That is the main reason why we need motivation. When we have lack of our goals, that time we need motivation. And second, when we feel we have the lack of responsibility. Yes, if I will say you, go and ask your parents, and ask them, why do we go every day for a work and do the monotonous work again and again, and they have much of hectic from a particular work, but they follow their rule and they complete their work alone. Many of the years happens, and what they don't know, they want to need motivation because why? Because they don't have lack of vision, they don't have irresponsible, they are responsible and they have vision. If they don't go for work, then definitely how they will feed you and your family. That time definitely they have a clear vision. And now the question arises that I will give an example of aspirant life. A aspirant of NEET or IIT aspirant, he will decided to go a competition exam and he was more responsible for their preparation and he worked too much hard. And after some time later, he had know that what's the vision of their particular exam. It's maybe NEET for doctor and IIT for engineering, and decided he will completely focus. Now we don't lack in the focus, now we have a responsible. Then why he failed, and that why we need that type of person motivations. Then the main question arises that why this type of person need the motivation. Then thus not need this type of person motivation, but the many sport person, athletes, and many boxers are, and many of the singers needs motivation when they are goes from their bad times. And what is the real means of motivation? Is boost your productivity and enhance your capacity and give you energy to do and overcome this problem where you are stuck in your life and you want to grow from a particular situation. That time the motivation is helpful for you. Just athletes need motivation, is it a good? Aspirant needs motivation, is it a good? A doctor needs motivation to. Why doctor needs motivation? Because he wanted to give the hope the patient he will get well soon. And the motivation grows so much motivated to their employees, their students, and their surrounding people, because they want, they have been expanded, they all enhance their capability and get good life in their lives. And so on. These type of motivations mean that to boost your productivity and enhancing your energy and your current and trying to overcome your current situation. That is the real way and real mean of the motivation. Now the question arises that why our motivation is not permanent. There are the two type of way. The motivation, first type way motivation is a temporary, and second the motivation is a permanently. And how both are different from each another? When the permanent motivation is sustained for the long time and their temporary motivation is stuck for the short time. Just suppose it's maybe for a little deeper. If you have if you want to enhance your capacity and you have the capacity to go in the deep diving deep dive in the motivation chapter, then definitely you can watch the video till the end. Otherwise you can leave this video, because the now I will go on the deeper level, and it's maybe a too high level of thinking. So if you have comfortable, then definitely you can come with me, otherwise you can leave the video. There are the two type of motivation. First is a temporary, which goes to outer source to inner source, and second is temporary motivation. Second is permanently motivation. It goes to inside to outside. What is the inside to outside and outside the inside? That simple mean, if I will give the example, when you go on social media and search and you see a bodybuilder, then you decided, okay, yes, I want to make my six pack, I want to gain my muscles. First, when you see any influencer who is using their power of money, that time you decided, I have to make money from social media. That's all are the source of motivation from outside to inside. Now, what is the inside to outside? That is the purpose of your life. What is your purpose of your life is a inside to outside motivation. Whatever you are present, what are you doing right now, it is a motivations. It is an inner motivation. What is your current situation and how you want to overcome from the particular situation, that is the inner motivation. The inspiration to do something is your inner motivation. It goes to inside to outside. I think I will clarify what is the motivation, how do you sustain motivation, what is the real definition of motivation, and how is the motivation is temporary motivation, what is the permanent motivation. Now the question arises that, okay, what is the real motivation? The real motivation is always inside to outside. It goes, that is and it is a permanent motivation. And I will simplify this inner motivation, because it is a more important how inside motivation goes from outside. I will give a story of a Mike Tyson. I am very interesting, because you are stuck in this video till the end, and I hope you will get the better understanding. I will give the I will assure you, okay, end of the video you will get a better understanding what is the motivation is. The story of Mike Tyson. When the Mike Tyson come from the jail, that time he will meet there a person who will guide him and who will change their holistically life. And the Mike Tyson's, when he start from the boxing, that time their coach say you are the world best boxer forever. They give the inspiration, they give the lot of books to read, and after some time later he involved their brains, and that time he gained motivation from inside and he performed. That time their motivation goes from inside to outside, and that's the permanent motivation. And it's make the Mike Tyson is the world best boxer ever in the history. The main question arises there, how you can get your permanent motivation. That is the bigger essence of this video. And those person who will left this video, they always regret that. If we stuck on the end of the video, then definitely they will figure out and they will get a better solution of their life, how they will sustain motivation for a long time. Now I will give a secret how your motivation is going inside to outside and work for you. Now you know that how the motivation work, what is the motivation is, and so on. About all the motivation, I will give the holistically information about the motivation. Now the time is how you create your permanent motivation. Now now I will give you the instruction and you follow the instruction closely. First, close your eyes and feel that what is your current situation and what is the problem have you want to solve from this time. Think that what is your problem is right now and how you can change their problems, gain from their inspiration and trying to connect with those problems and their solution from your current emotions. That is the bigger things. When you trying to attach any problems and when you have any emotion with that time definitely it's become a more more motivation for you. Just like a scenario, I will very clarify that. Okay, just suppose you want to improve, you want to crack the examination. Just it is a common example, so you can all relate very well. Just like you want to crack any competition exam, that time you decided that, okay, if you will get and you will crack the examination, then what will happen, how your family get feel, how your friends get feel, how you get feels. Just imagine, feel that what's the vibes, what is the energy you gain from that particular situation. That is the amazing, and you cannot measure in the words. That's the beyond the words. And after that you will feel that, okay, your energy, your feeding, and your all temperament is on the high level. That time you feel that, okay, that is the real motivation, and it's work sustained for a long time. Whenever you feel demotivated, then that time you will feel again these emotions. You will again feel more motivated, and you will go for other things. And whenever you feel that you are now you feel demotivated, that time definitely this work for you.